Charlotte's retail scene is evolving, but the real shift, it's how we think about retail. It's not just leasing, it's placemaking. All right, so we're talking about rethinking retail from the ground up, but first, Adam, let's start here. How would you describe Rebel and the kind of work that you guys do?
If I had to just distill it down into a sound bite, all we care about is helping really cool brands thrive and helping really interesting landlords that are passionate about retail create interesting places. And that can take a lot of different forms. It can be as simple as go out and find a really cool tenant for our space, or it could be 10 times more involved in that. We do everything retail, especially when it comes to really interesting urban retail.
In the guide, we talk quite a bit how retail isn't just a line item, it's a brand signal. So I'm curious from your perspective, what do you think developers are still getting wrong when it comes to how they think about ground floor retail today?
There are still a lot of developers out there that look at retail as kind of a necessary evil. We really want to build 300 apartment units, but in order to get that approval, the city is going to make us put in 10,000 square foot of retail. And that used to be kind of the standard.
Yep.
Now it's becoming less and less so. You've got really interesting developers out there that are starting to lean into the retail because data is saying if you perform on the retail, it will help you up the stack, right? If it's one cohesive brand that kind of translates. So it is changing, but I'm still blown away by how many landlords I run into that hand me kind of quote unquote a finished product, like go figure out the retail. And unfortunately, sometimes the questions weren't asked on the front end, the passion and the care wasn't put into the front end. There's no way to go back and undo a lack of kind of foresight when it comes to retail on the back end.
Another example that we want to talk about is the Iberian Pig Main on Main. So talk to us a little bit about how that retail choice is going to play a larger role.
We could have done 100 deals in that. It is an incredible location. Luckily, the developers, Shorenstein and Stiles, really knew that that corner was going to send shockwaves up and down the rest of the project. So they were very purposeful about what is going to go on that corner. They knew that it was worth it to go get kind of a best-in-class operator to be able to kind of hang your hat on a brand like that. Coming to the main pen corner of your building will translate and has already translated to telling a really interesting story for the rest of the office. It really helps with the identity of a building when you take the time to do it right on the ground floor.
If you want to learn more about that and other trends, please take a look at the 2025 Retail and Hospitality Guide.